Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Brother Nakwam, watchman for Israel, coming back with these precepts and another cold cut, giving, of course, all honor and all glory to Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach, Komalak Yabashai. Double honors to the elected elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Mashiach, Komalak Yabashai. A hearty, mighty shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there in the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, they're studying, they're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Akwaf out there, the sincere sisters out there, holding it down in the households, reverencing the husbands, being submissive and diligent, and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremother. Shalom, shalom. And shalom to everybody tuning in live. Quad Israel 23, KOY Israelites, Inland Empire. We got Next Israel, Chrissy Chris, Earl Green, Yashab Rael, King Asher, T. Sellers, Teresa, Daughter of the Most High, Anan Shar, and everybody else tuning in and that will tune in, Lord willing. The topic of this cold cut is, this is what you really want, right? This is what you really want, right? So I want to go into 1 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, and this is mainly for the men of the Most High, right? But the spirit and the traits of these men can also, few and some, can be exemplified amongst the entire nation in totality. So I want to go over 1 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. 1 Timothy is an epistle written from the Apostle Paul to Timothy. Timothy being an up-and-coming man of the Lord in a position of leadership. And he was set up by the Most High through the Apostle Paul, Salakia, to run particular churches during the time of the early ministry and the early apostleship, and throughout different parts of Asia Minor and Greece. So Timothy, Titus, these were right-hand men of the Apostle Paul, and they came up under him, and they were learned of him, and they were set up to be over elders and bishops and deacons in various churches throughout the known world, whether that was Pontus or Galatia, Bithynia or Philippi or Thessalonica. And I want to go to 1 Timothy, the 3rd chapter, to charge on the traits of positions of leadership, bishops and deacons, right? So let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 3, right, in verse 1. 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. So in this epistle, there's constant charges and orders given to the Apostle Timothy about how he's supposed to conduct himself and what his expectations are when it comes to serving Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua, right? So this 1 Timothy chapter 3 and 1, it reads, now when you look at the 16:11, right? When you look at the 16:11, it reads, how bishops and deacons and their wives should be qualified, and to what end St. Paul wrote to Timothy of these things, of the church and the blessed truth therein taught and professed. So you had men that were set up in the ancient times, bishops and deacons, right? A bishop is an overseer, right? They were set up over particular congregations and churches. And deacons were right under them. Deacons were ministers and servants to help facilitate and help the church go right in the right direction. Now, this 1 Timothy 3 and 1, this is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. So not every brother is going to be a bishop. This is mainly, for you men that do this work, that are out there in the highways and byways, right? That are putting your hand to the plow and feeding the lost sheep and resurrecting the valley of dry bones, right? So the Most High said, if you desire the office of a bishop, you desire a good work, because the word bishop, when you look it up, it just means an overseer, right? You are set up over the flock, and that's a heavy responsibility. So when you're a bishop, your whole mind is really focused on the church. You can't pick up, a lot of hobbies and, deal with a lot of women and, have a lot of liberty that a normal Israelite may have due to the time constraints of you being able to deal only with the church. So if that's something that a man desires to have, that's a good work, because you're sacrificing what you want for the sake of the church. You had many bishops, right? Even the apostles were bishops. James was the bishop in Jerusalem. You had Antipas, that was a bishop. Timothy was a bishop. Titus was a bishop. Timothy was over Ephesus, I believe, and Titus was over Crete. So these were high offices. See, now what does Jake desire? Jake desires to be a nigga in the world, man. Jake wants to be a rapper, a drug dealer, a damn warlord, a gangster. You know, you might have Jakes that want to go to college and make it in the world, but that's not of the Most High. So the top office that you can have in this truth is the office of a bishop, right? That is the top office that a man can have. See, growing up, Jake's, you know, your folks, they kind of, you know, say, do you want to be a doctor or a lawyer? That's the top office when you grow up. Okay, my son's a doctor. Okay, he's a lawyer. Okay, he's a surgeon. Okay, he went to law school. And Jake, you study and you know, you go to school and you labor to, you know, get these particular titles, man. Right? When you are born again, the number one mission and the number one accolade to have is us aspiring to be bishops. Verse 2, a bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach. So not everybody could be a bishop. There are prerequisites. Just like everybody can't be a surgeon. In order to be a surgeon or a lawyer, you have to have prerequisites, man. You have to go to college. First, you got to graduate high school. And you have to do well in high school to get into a good college. You know, then you might get into a so-called good college. But then after your first 4 years or so, 5 years, now you on to your master's or med school. You know? And that med school is not easy, man. And that takes, you know, years. And then you have to do training, and then you have to get certs and certificates, and, you know, you got to get your white coat, and that stuff takes time, man. You can't just come out of damn high school and say, well, I'm a surgeon. No, there are things that are required beforehand. So in order to be a bishop, you have to be blameless. Now, does that mean that if you're not a bishop, you shouldn't aspire to be blameless? No. All of us should be blameless. But if you're over a congregation or a church, you understand, or a camp, then you are expected to be blameless. So you can't be known for being a drunk brother. You can't be known for being a thief. You can't be known for you're always late, right? Or, you know, you just got all of these negative stigmas, you know, attached to you. Now, it's different if somebody, you know, everybody's going to say what they want to say. But if these things are true out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses or multiple charges, then you're not blameless. And you are not qualified to be a bishop. So if you aspire to be a bishop, and a bishop is going to translate to the kingdom, because you're going to have men. Let me go to the book of Luke. They're going to be over 10 cities, right? And 5 cities. So let's get that real quick. Right, this is the book of Luke, chapter 19 and verse, I'll start at 16. Luke 19 and 16. Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. So certain men are going to be over 10 cities. Millions of people, man, setting up laws and making and enforcing the laws, enforcing the judgments, making sure that these nations are going in accord with the law, statutes, and the commandments. Even disciplining the nations, man, whipping them, beating them, getting them in order if they get out of line, you know, reporting these matters up to your superior. Rather you work, you're going to have certain men that work so like it directly under the apostles. You know, we want the high calling. We don't. Now, we'll be grateful if we make it to the kingdom. Every one of us, rather you're the last one there, as long as we get there, all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But you got to have that championship mentality, for lack of better terms, that perfection mentality. You don't want to just have the bare minimum mentality. Because if you fall short from the bare minimum, it's a failure, man. If you set your standards to be a bishop, an apostle, you know, then even if you do fall short, which we will all fall short, you have set yourself up for success because your standard is the highest standard that you can ever have. And these men are going to work directly for Peter, John, James, the apostles, man. That's a high office in the kingdom. And you're going to have to report these matters to them. Now, certain men are the 12 apostles, and they're going to report directly to Yahweh Shai about matters concerning the nation. Then there's going to be men under them and men under them. You know, that's how a government works. In the government, not everybody has the same office. Not everybody's equal. Everybody's not going to be equal in the kingdom. It's not just going to be everybody just holding hands sitting in the mansion. You're going to be, there's a government to keep this earth in order. And if you want to be part of that government, let's go to Isaiah 9, right? Then you have to set your standards high, man. Right? Isaiah 9. But if you just want to be, you know, born back in the kingdom, I just want to be born back, right, as somebody's son. Well, that's not the mentality you need to have, man. I know I'm going to be born back anyway. I could just go and freak off and I'm going to come back as somebody's nephew, right? This Isaiah 9:6, right? The classic. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Now, these are various titles for Yahweh Shai, right? Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end, upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it. Let me read that again. To order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice. From henceforth, even forever, the zeal of Yahweh of hosts will perform this. The Lord sent the word unto Jacob, and it had lighted upon Israel. So the Most High, he's letting you know that this government is going to be pushing order in the earth. Justice, meaning enforcing the laws. Enforcing the discipline for breaking the laws. So the Most High, he's going to take the leaders of the nation. They're going to be leaders of the nation. So if you just want to do the bare minimum, I just want to read my 2 chapters a day, kind of just sit behind the keyboard, you know, kind of do, well, you can do that, man. But there are men in Israel that are looking to rule over 10 cities, looking to rule over 5 cities, right? Looking to rule this earth, man, to judge the nations. I want to be over 10 cities. I want to be over 5 cities, man. And that's the mentality you have to have. You have to have that overachiever mentality. Don't have the bare minimum mentality. I just read my 1 chapter a day and I prayed my once. No, we got to level up and step up, man. We're all trying to prove to make us so I can make our calling and election sure. You know, we're trying to make the team, for lack of better terms, man. We're trying to be starters, right? When you play sports, you're trying to start, man. You got people that play sports just to make a friend. You know, they probably didn't have no friends. They was walking around and, you know, they got thrown in the locker. They said, I want to join the basketball team because I can make friends. Then you got people, they trying to make the league, right? You got people trying to make the league and you got guys that just show up, man, right? So not only do we want the kingdom, we want to be rulers in the kingdom. Not only do we want to be rulers in the kingdom, we want to be over 10 cities. You know, we want to directly report to Yahweh Shai, man. You know, that would be that's a beautiful lot right there. That is a beautiful lot. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 10, right? And I not sharp with a good precept, right? 2 Corinthians 9:6. But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. That's right. That's right. Right. Let's go to the book of Job, right? Chapter 34. Let's get a quick precept, because every brother's going to be set up in their office according to their works, right? So if you, Salakia, if you're going to have officers, you're going to have governors, right? You're going to have men over particular cities, over lands, right? And it's going to be according to your lot and according to your works and faith, right? This is Job chapter 34 and verse 9. For he said, it profiteth a man nothing that he should delight himself with God. So certain men think, well, I don't really have to delight in the Most High. I don't have to really be on fire. Just got to keep the commandments. I don't eat pork. Okay, I grow my beard out. Okay, I wear my fringes. Okay, I mean, what profit is it going to have if I'm really on fire? The Lord just said, keep the commandments and live. Why do I have to pray more? Why do I have to fast more? Why are these brothers always trying to push me to do more? I just want to, just kick my feet up, huh? No, you can't have that spirit. You can't have that spirit. The Lord said, therefore hearken unto me, ye men of understanding. Far be it from the Most High that he should do wickedness, and from the Almighty that he should commit iniquity. Because the Most High doesn't do wickedness and judgment, right? For the work of a man shall he render unto him, and cause every man to find according to his ways. You see that? Yea, surely the Most High will not do wickedly, neither will the Almighty pervert judgment. Who hath given him a charge over the earth? Or who hath disposed him the whole world? So the Most High runs the earth. He runs the world. And he's not going to pervert judgment. You're going to get what you earned. Right? You're going to get what you earned, man. Now, we're all going to get that 1 penny, pursuant to Matthew 20. But not everybody's going to have the same office. The Most High is not going to pervert judgment. That's what they do in this man's world, man. You could be working all these hours. And they had this guy, he worked at Burger King, I think 25 years. And he never missed a day. They never promoted this guy. And I think they gave him a gift card, some Hubba Bubba Max gum. I think they gave him like a box of Tic Tacs and, a board game or something, man. And they gave this guy nothing, man. He was there that's perverting judgment. Whoever's his superior perverted judgment. That's wicked, man. This guy was there 25 years and they gave him a damn a box of annihilators or something, huh? And some candy corn. That's perverting judgment because that guy deserved a better reward for his labor. See, this world perverts judgment. They won't promote you. They won't move you up. They ignore you. You're nothing. You're just a slave. The Most High is not so. All of your labor, all of your work, all of your studying, all of your praying, all of your times you going to camp, all of you sacrificing, shutting down wicked doctrines, cutting off your family if they needed to be cut off, making your body a living sacrifice. The Most High sees these things, man. Right? Let's go to Hebrews chapter 6 real quick. Right? Hebrews chapter 6. Right? And I want verse 10 or 9 rather. Hebrews chapter 6 and 9. So we want to strive for the mastery. Right? I got a few precepts I'm thinking of. Right? I don't have too much time, but I want to get this real quick in Hebrews, right? Chapter 6 and verse 10. That's what I want. It reads, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye ministered to the saints and do minister. So again, the Most High, he's not like these corporations where you work hard and you don't get any recognition for years and years, and you're just walked over and spat upon. Then they fire you, man. The Most High, he sees all the work that you're doing. So don't get it twisted, man. You may not get a reward in this life for the things of the world, but you're building up your resume, man. You're adding to your resume. And your resume is going to prove essentially what position you're going to be in. If you got a qualified resume, you get a higher reward, man. You might get your own office. They might put you on salary. You might make 6 figures. You might have a team under you, because, hey, you're qualified. right? So your resume is essentially all of your works and your experience in labor, and the Most High is going to have that on file, for lack of better terms, to say, look, this guy, put this guy over 10 cities, man, right? Put this guy over 10 cities. Take this guy, he's not quite ready to rule cities, right? He's just doing the bare minimum. Send him up to Galilee, right? And give him 2 slaves and tell him reap the corn. Have his slaves just reap the corn, right? Don't give him a mansion, give him a big house. But this guy, get this guy 5 cities. All right, this guy, put him on the throne and rule him and make him rule over the land of Moab, all of the Moabites. And give him 50,000 men to subdue all of the children of Ammon. And give him a fleet of chariots at his leisure. And that guy, he's going to report to me. So, the kingdom's going to be set up, man. Like any government is set up. Like any government is set up. And I had another precept in my mind, but I want to go back. Salakia. I'm going to go to Zechariah. Right? Let's go to Zechariah, the 12th chapter. Right? So you want to strive for the mastery. You want to, the precept I wanted was Philippians 3. Then I'll go to Salakia, Zechariah. Right? So everybody's job is to strive for the mastery, man. To be joint heirs with Hamashiach Yahushua. Now this is Philippians. Salakia, bear with me. Page is stuck. Right? Chapter 3 and verse 14. It reads, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High in Hamashiach Yahushua. So you want to press for the high calling. You want to press toward the mark, right? You want to press towards the highest level that you could ever be, man. You know, that's why we started off with, if a man desire the office of a bishop. You got bishops, you got deacons, you got apostles. The Lord said he first set over the church apostles, right? Let's go to 1 Corinthians. You got brothers, I don't want to do the work. I don't want to travel. I don't want to do this. Right? I just want to sit behind the keyboard all day and put a few emojis up. Right? That's not look, this 1 Corinthians, right? Chapter 12 and I want 28. 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and 28. And the Most High hath set some in the church, first apostles. You see that? So the apostles have a higher calling than just a regular guy that know he's from the tribe of Issachar or Judah. It says first apostles. So if that was me, I'm like, hey, well, look, what can I do to be an apostle? What are the works of the apostles? That's the level. That's the highest office in the church. Okay, what can I do to get there? Okay, what are the traits of the apostles? Let me read about, the 12 disciples and Peter and John and James. Let me read about Paul, Silas, Silvanus, Timothy, Titus, Luke, John, Mark. Let me see the works that they have done. Let me read these accounts. Let me go out on the highways and byways. Let me do this work. Let me travel, right? Let me teach this word in other cities. Let us set up camps. Let's push this word. That's the highest office, right? Apostles. Secondarily, prophets, because you might have a guy, I'm just a prophet. I know a few breakdowns. I had a few dreams. Thirdly, teachers. A guy, he might just make a post and he'll teach somebody on Twitter what Deuteronomy 28 and 68 is really talking about. Or he might know other things and he could teach the Hebrew, or this guy, he might know something about a map or two. He know his way around, a concordance, and he can kind of make things happen. He's a teacher. After that, miracles. Because you had guys in the ancient world that could work miracles. They could heal people and things of that nature, but they were still under a teacher. Because you could do miracles and not know the scriptures. All you have is faith. Right? That's all you need. You don't need to know in-depth breakdowns to perform a miracle. You just need to believe. But these guys believe too. Apostles, he could do the work of a prophet. Apostle, he could do the work of a teacher. Can a teacher do the work of an apostle? No. Because an apostle is somebody that's sent out. That's like even in this man's world, a lot of these jobs that when you have to travel, primarily they pay more, man. They give you a stipend and, They may give you company credit card and they'll fly you out to LA on a business trip, and or they'll fly you out overseas and you got to go to London and you got to talk to the CEO of this company and, give a report about what's going on. These guys are sent out. That's a big deal. Right? So let's go on. It reads, thirdly, teachers. After that, miracles, then gifts of healing, helps, and governments. And there's nothing wrong with being a help. But don't just put your head down and say, I'm just looking to be a help in this thing. Or if your lot is to be a help, don't just rest on that. At least strive to do more. Because you may have brothers that just are helps. But how do you know you're just a help? You don't know that until you try and strive to do the work of a teacher, do the work of an apostle, do the work of a prophet. So don't just sit there and say, I just want to be the guy that just brings sandwiches, man, to the men of the Lord after camp. I want to be the sandwich guy, right? That's all I'll ever be, because I'll never know nothing. And that's all my daddy ever told me. That I ain't nothing. And my mama told me I'll never be nothing. So I'll just be a help. And I'll bring umbrellas when it rains. Other than that, that's all I'll ever be. Don't have that spirit, man. Don't have that spirit. I just want to unlace, just want to untie all of the brothers' boots after camp, man. You got these guys that in sports they're called what are they called? They wash the guys' uniforms, man. I can't think of the name right now. If you know the name, you know the name. You got guys on NBA teams, high school teams. All these guys do is they wash the uniforms, man. Jock straps and cups and pads and and they never seen a football field. They'll never be nothing in life, right? They'll never make it to the league. They never even tried when they did open tryouts. They never even tried out. They said, I just want to wash drawers all day, man. Like EJ88's equipment managers. Yeah, you don't want to just be, I just want to be an equipment manager. Right? Let me see your cup, man. No. Right? We looking to make it big in this thing, man. We want to rule over 10 cities. We want crowns. We want glory and honor, man. Ain't no way we going through all this hell on this side just to be, a help, man. All the hell that you going through right now, all of the suffering, the working, the stress, and you just want to be a help. You got to get your mind right, man. Ain't no way you going through all of this, man. Ridicule, mockery, physical ailments, infirmities, distress and woe and sadness. Just to say I just want to be the damn equipment manager in Israel. Yeah, the ball boy. Like the brother Yakar said, man. Right? The ball boy. Them guys that run on the tennis court and grab the balls. Hey, these guys be tripping, man. They be hitting the wall. And hey, you don't hear about them guys, man. Their names aren't immortalized. So let me read on. Right? This 1 Corinthians 12 and 29. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? Because the point is, everybody's not going to be an apostle, because you do need teachers. You need miracle workers. You need a diverse body with diverse gifts, right? Have all the gifts of healing. Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret tongues? Right? Now you can say, well, yeah, I don't do that. This is my thing. But here's what the Most High said, right? Check this out. 1 Corinthians 12 and 31. But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. So what does it mean, covet earnestly the best gifts? It means every gift isn't equal. The Lord told you to covet the best gifts, man. To covet means to yearn to have. This is a righteous covet. To desire. That's what we read in 1 Corinthians 3. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth the good work, because he's coveting the highest office. So you want to covet the best gifts, man. And there is, the Lord said, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. So there's something that's more excellent than what you may be doing now. And like Yahweh Shah, our Savior said, have to grow and build. You may have to grow in this thing. You know, you may say, look, I'm a teacher, but, you know, I'm still kind of, I don't know about traveling. I don't want to leave my comfort zone. And sometimes you got to come out of your shell, man. You never know what you're capable of until you try it. There are plenty of brothers I know that are teachers that never thought they would be teachers, man. There are mighty readers when they thought they would never read mighty. You know, that can exhort their brethren when they formerly were just kind of shy and kind of just, you know, introverts, man. But they kind of stepped out of their comfort zone. They were willing to, you know, give it a go. And hey, these men, you know, the sky's the limit, for lack of better terms now. Right? The sky's the limit. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 14. Right? 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 1. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. So the Lord said, desire spiritual gifts. And there are many gifts that we just read, but the Lord said, but rather that ye may prophesy. Because prophecy is one of the top spiritual gifts that you may ever have. So here you are, you know, you're asking for these gifts and things and calling for the Most High. But one of the things that you should be praying for and desiring to obtain is the spirit of prophecy. What is so important about the spirit of prophecy? Does that mean you're going to know every breakdown and everything? No, you may not. But the spirit of prophecy is the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Right, let's get that in Revelation chapter 19. Right, this is Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren. This is the angel talking to John, the revelator. That have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High. For the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So you want to covet the best gifts, the more excellent way, the high calling, the high office. Don't be a bare minimum Israelite, man. Where you just want to just kick your feet up, man. You just want to grow your beard out. There's nothing wicked about it. I mean, that's righteous. You're growing your beard out. You got your fringes. Okay, you know, you keep the Sabbath. But there's more. There's always more. The Lord said, be ye therefore perfect. We can always pray more. We can always read more. We can always hold more camps. There's always more to learn. There's always more gifts. A brother might pick up another gift, man. I know brothers that they learned Spanish, you know. So now they can do Spanish and they can go to prophecy. I know brothers that never traveled before. Now they travel like an apostle. So now they got that under their belt. They do the work of an apostle. They go into the prophecies. They picked up another gift. And these brothers are adding to their resume, man. While men of the Lord are adding to their resume, what are you doing, man? The men that are adding to their resume, they looking to get out of here, man. They're looking for this place to go down. They want to be a governor in the kingdom. They want to rule over 10 cities, over 5 cities. Right? Let's go to Zechariah. That's what I want to go to. Right? Let's go to Zechariah. I may be able to get a few more with the time that I have. Maybe 1 or 2 more. Right? But this is Zechariah. Right? Chapter 12 and verse 6. Actually 5. That's what I want. Right? Zechariah chapter 12 and verse 5. And the governors of Judah shall say in their heart, the inhabitants of Jerusalem shall be my strength. And that day will I make the governors of Judah like, and can a brother pull up the definition of governor? Right, Baba Kashah, if somebody has time, just put the definition of governor up there. Because the prophecy in Zechariah 12 and 6 says what? And that day will I make the governors of Judah like a hearth of fire among the wood, and like a torch of fire in a sheaf. and they shall devour all the people round about, on the right hand and on the left. And Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place, even in Jerusalem. You see that? So the Most High said he's going to make the governors of Judah. Okay, throw out for that, Earl Green. Governor. The elected executive head of state. Now they say if the U.S., okay, British, of the head of a public institution, which really a governor is somebody that's over a government, right? They help facilitate a political structure that is set up by a king. Okay, so the Most High is going to have governors of Judah. You don't have to run for office here. You don't have to try to be a politician here. You're going to literally be a governor in the kingdom. Elected is a key word. Who's going to elect you? The Most High. Just like these people elect the governors now. They look at the governor and they see what this guy's about, man. Right? If you was a governor, you was a scammer, or, your credentials were shoddy, or, you wasn't qualified, or, hey, they're not going to put you in office. They're not going to elect you. Right? That's why many people try to be governor, man. You think it's one guy that wants to be the governor? No, they got a lot of these guys that running for office that, they looking to make it. They go to school, right? They try to build up their resume, but they just might not be qualified enough. They might be close, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. Okay, another definition. Spirit and truth. Okay, from the 1300s. Throw out for that, right? It says personal keeper, protector, guide, one who governs, a ruler. From Old French, governor, prince, ruler, administrator, a helmsman, right? So you're going to be a prince and an administrator. So you're going to have people under you that are going to go and make sure that these nations are in order. And they're going to report back to you. Okay, this week, the first month of the month of Abib, okay, we had 45 sins. Okay, and 15 of them were adultery in the land of Moab. Okay, 15, they were eating unclean food. Okay, the other 15, okay, they shaved their beards. Right? Okay, here's what we did. Okay, we had to stone these 15. Okay, these guys had to get clean, and we had to do this. And okay, what more can we do? And they're going to report to you, man. And you're going to have to tell them, hey, look, well, next time, do this, and, you do this, and, make sure that this stuff is in order, man. You're going to have your women around you. You're going to have your slaves around you. And you're going to be somewhere sitting in the mansion somewhere. Right? You might say, look, I got to go down and visit. So the Most High kind of, he got a few chariots for you. Oh, what the hell? We got 15 cases of adultery in the land of Moab. You kind of call your chariot. The angel take you up there, man. Like these business guys, man. They get a first class jets, man. Business suite. They got the woman. Do you want a martini or do you want a damn apple juice or something, man? Your damn seat could spin around a little bit. You kind of put your eye shades on. That's how you're gonna be in a chariot, man. Put your eye things on, your little blindfold thing. Kind of unwind. I gotta go to Moab, man. Right? You kind of relax a little bit. You might have some fresh wine from Nazareth. Right? You might have a few grapes from Bethsaida. And some fried fish from Joppa, man. And you're on your way to the land. You got to imagine this thing, man. You got to get into this. This thing is real. Then your chariot take you and he kind of land you in Moab. And, all of the Moabites, you're trying to look around. Oh, he's here. All right, the governor's here. The administrator. The ruler. Then you're going to get out and you might have a whip in your hand. And you might just start pointing people and telling them what to do, man. Right? Go give me them 15 Moabites that ate the unclean food. And they're going to report to you. And they're going to have their head down. And they're going to be ashamed. And they're going to have to give an account of what they have done. And you're going to judge them according to the law. And then once you're done on your business trip, you're going to fly back to Jerusalem. You might have to give a report to the apostles. Hey, here's what happened. Andrew, James, we had this happen, but this is what we did. And they're going to say, good job, right? You might see Yahweh Shai in the background talking to Peter. Yahweh Shai, he might point, say, come here, man. Look, he might bring you up and say, how are things going, my son? And you're going to talk to Yahweh Shai. You're going to be close. Then you're going to have guys that are far off. You don't want to be the far off guy, man. Don't be the far off guy. You're going to have guys that kind of see Yahweh Shai. They're going to be talking to him. Yahweh Shai say, sit at my table, man. How was your trip to the land of Moab? How did things fare well, my servant? You want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy in the back somewhere, man. Because you just do the bare minimum. Don't be a bare minimum Israelite. So let's go back to this. Right, let me get this last one. Right, this is the book of Matthew, the classic. Actually, I'm going to do Genesis. Right? This is Genesis chapter 17. So you got to get into this, man. Right? You got people that this stuff we think about. Right? The Lord said you got to come as a little child. Hey, a child has a hell of an imagination, man. A child isn't bound up by the things of this world. I'm not bound. The Lord said, I have not seen nor ear heard, man. The things that the Most High have promised to them that love him. So this Genesis 17:1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, Yahweh appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be thou perfect. And that's what we're supposed to be. That's the expectation, is perfection and a high calling and being having a mentality to desire the best gifts, the more excellent way, and the highest office in these last days. So with that, I'm going to close up, giving, of course, our honor and our glory to Yahweh. Ba Shema Mashiach Wamalak Yahushai. Most High willing you were edified. Kwam Yasha.